Hello everybody, it is Donna, the Healing Hiker, and it's a little late. I'm sorry about that. I was watching a replay of a video with Marianne Williamson, and so I just wanted to write some stuff down to share with you. But I also wanted to start a new series called Ridiculously Human, because I think that there's a misconception, a little weak it looks like, and I supposedly they just fixed my internet, but evidently that's not really the case. So there we go, human again. But what I wanted to talk to you about was I was thinking about all the things that make us ridiculously human, and when you live a spiritual path, or even if you don't, a lot of times in our society we are kind of told, and if we have a moment of weakness, or God forbid if we have cellulite, oh, that's just not acceptable. And I live in LA, so there's a lot of pressure to be perfect and get plastic surgery, and have a lot of pressure to be perfect, and I think that's kind of ridiculous. So but if you want to have plastic surgery, I don't really care. But where is that coming from? Is it coming from a place of not good enough, or is it coming from a place like I just want to look hot and right on, and then we own it. But what was making me laugh recently is just the silly stuff that I do sometimes that makes me laugh, and to just try to remember not to take life so seriously. So maybe that we can have a little bit of fun with some stuff, but also talk about some stuff that does make us human, and that, so that we know that we're not alone, right? And so that we know that everybody else is struggling too. Sometimes on the outside we look at all these things on Facebook, and we look at everybody's life on the outside, and it looks all perfect and it looks great. But we don't really know what's going on the inside, and so those are some of the things I kind of wanted to uncover, is more about what really goes on, behind closed doors a little bit, and what I personally struggle with sometimes. One of the things that lately I've been working on, that I got a lot of help with from Marianne Williamson on Saturday, was I've been in a lot of pain, and so. And I'm human, and there was been a couple of months now where I haven't really been able to spiritually or emotionally, mentally overcome that, and it's been really kind of dragging me down. And so I was at this talk with Marianne Williamson on Saturday night, and I was able to ask her a question and ask her, what's a different way that I can look at this, whole experience with illness and pain, so that I could have that mental shift, and so that I could find a miracle. And she was so kind and actually sent me a recording of that the whole night today. So I just rewatched it, and one of the things that she said, which I love so much, is she said, my spirit is not sick, and my spirit cannot die. My spirit is eternal. And so I am as God created me. And so, for me, that means that I am perfect love. And so that's my spirit. If my body has cancer, if my body has illness, that's not who I am. And I wrote a little bit about that this morning, but I think one of the things, to come back to is, when we're in chronic pain. I have a lot of friends that are going through some pretty serious pain issues and body, things with their neck and backs and stuff. And so what happens, I think, at least for me, and I know a lot of people, when they're in that kind of pain, that's all you can focus on. And so what ends up happening is that it creates more pain. And then, pretty soon we're so identified with illness and pain that we think that that's who we are. And that's not at all the truth. And so I loved what Marianne talked about. And she said, do not be afraid and do not be terrified, for I go with you. And that means that God, our spirit, is always with us. and always by our side, right? No matter what. But what I was asking for was a way to rise above illness, rise above pain, so that I am not identified with it, and so that I can find some mental peace and emotional peace and even physical peace. And so what she says is, which I love too, is she said, I come home in my consciousness through meditation and through connecting to the I am. So when I think about I am, which is, a way to think about I am love. So what I've been doing this week is every time my physical body feels I get in pain, is that I literally go to this place where I am lifted up and I am love. And I do this with my hand, and that I'm lifted up out of that pain. I'm lifted up, and my thought and my consciousness is above the pain, if that makes sense. And I think that it's a really powerful way to think about it, because we're so connected to and attached to our physical bodies and our physical world, that when we're that attached to everything around us, it has a lot of control over us, and it has a lot of control of our ego. And then we think that we can control, what's going on around us, which we can't. But more importantly, we get so attached that we want to hold on really, really tight. And when we do that, we kind of have the ability to squash I think we kind of suffocate the ability for miracles to come in. Number one, we suffocate the healing that can come in, because we're squeezing so tight and holding on so tight that we don't allow that space for healing, right, to come in, because we're in this tense place of holding on so tight. And I also think it just, to kind of blocks the universe from kind of doing its magic and doing its thing. And so, I love that she shared that, because, when we over-identify and hold on to the idea that everything is about body, whether it's the way we look, whether it's the way we feel, that we kind of lose the point of why we're here, which is, really about connecting to spirit and then helping others, do the same. And so really, when I love this, she shared, a miracle is really it's a big deal. It's a shift from fear to love. And so whenever, I don't know, about you guys, but whenever I have a mental shift like I experienced on Saturday, and I've been experiencing all week, I can literally feel it in my brain. I can feel that shift happening, and I can feel when that change is coming, and I start to see things differently, and I start to get that feeling of that miracle, that I have a shifted perception of how to see something. And so then that is where freedom comes in, right? Because now I'm not being held back and tied down to this, connection to my body, which is what was happening. And I could not do it. I couldn't get out of it on my own. I tried every tool in my tool chest, which I have a lot of, and nothing was working. I could not transcend it. And so I knew she was coming up to do this talk on Saturday, and so I went and got in the front row, and the minute she asked for questions, I raised my hand and I asked her for help. And and so it was really helpful. And the thing that she talked about, which I thought was also really powerful, which I know, but I forgot because I needed to be reminded, was that no matter what happens to my body, I'm still okay. It doesn't matter. I'm eternal. My soul is eternal. I'm still okay. And the fact is that I'm living and breathing, and I'm sitting right here talking to you guys. And so I am fine, and I am well. All is well right here, right now. And so, if you're sitting here and you're listening to this now, or you're listening to it later, sometimes we need that reminder of, the fact is that if we're here, all is well. And we just need to, detach from the physical things maybe going around us a little bit, in a positive way. It's not a detachment of denial. It's a positive, conscious detachment, that it's not going to have power over us, and that we are going to be, okay, because we already are okay. And, we can dwell and kind of start, thinking about things maybe in a little bit of a lighter way, but also have fun with it, I just started thinking about all the ways in which we, take life so darn seriously, and forget to have fun and forget to be silly and go do stupid stuff and, and laugh at ourselves when we do stupid stuff, which I do a lot. And I am a constant source of entertainment, believe me. And so, I just want to encourage everybody to kind of, have some more fun with your life and with your thinking. And, when you find yourself all buried into that deep, way overthinking something, laugh at yourself and let it go and go, you know what, Spirit's got it. Let me just hand this over. One thing she said is, when we alter our thinking, we can alter it by laying it on the altar. And then, Spirit takes it, switches it around for us, and then, we get a new set of eyes. And I pray for that a lot, actually. I pray for any blocks that are behind my eyes to just be cleared out, get that crap out of there. I got a lot going on up there that just doesn't really need to be there. I think we all do, but a lot of times we just need to have some fun and laugh at ourselves. And even if we are in a serious situation, just take a step back and take a breather, and let's have some fun. And just again, remember that we're here to be love. We're here to be the example of love to this earth. We're here to be the example of joy. Not to say that every day is going to be, where we're, happy pants and all of that, but we can be coming from a place of connected joy and that centeredness. And I love that idea of that coming back to center and coming back into, where okay, all is well. I'm gonna get through this day, and I'm sure tomorrow's going to be even a better day. And so if any of that helped you, I hope it does. And if it does, please like and share the video with others. I think we all need some help sometimes coming home, and coming back to center. And again, I'm just going to do some more videos about this of just, silly ways in which we're all ridiculously human, so that maybe we can lighten up, focus on love, focus on joy, and and not on the pain of life. We're going to struggle, and that's going to be a part of life, and that's okay. We're not going into denial about it, but we're just going to try and maybe lighten up a little bit and see the humor maybe a little bit more in things. All right, so have a great evening. Thanks for joining me, and again, pass it on if you think it might help somebody. And take care. Donna the Healing Hiker, and happy to see you tonight. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.